Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Heart of Christ Ministry. I'm your host, Sean Robert Grant, and we back 2 days in a row. Yes. And we're on that money train, ready, willing, and able to share with you the truth, about expressing your highest financial potential. And it is something I think truly wonderful when you can get the opportunity to see people begin to realize things about money that they never have. And this is just one area of consciousness that's helping people, but it's just awesome to see people be able to do the things that they never could before when they transform within them. And you'll find as we go through today, the reason being is that we are all created to be expressions, the highest expressions of abundance, the highest expressions of prosperity, the highest expressions of whatever the currency is. We're all created to do that. Okay. The only thing that stops us is conditioning and certain things that allow us to be hindered or blocked in that expression. So we're going to get into that today, but as you know, we're going to start off first and foremost. If you have any questions, any prayer requests, anything you'd like me to chime in about or go over, Heart of Christ Ministry is here to help you. Just write to us at seang04@gmail.com. And look, if you enjoy this message and you enjoy the message yesterday and the messages from the past year and a half, whatever it may be, or anywhere down the run line, and you want to donate to this ministry, feel free to do so. There's no pressure. This is entirely up to you and whatever you decide to give, whatever you do decide to give. Thank you so much. Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, SeanG04@gmail.com. And when you do give, no matter what size gift it is, guess what? You're going to receive the Endless Prosperity Pack, which is 5 videos that will take you from zero to financial freedom just by watching, studying, taking notes. It's 5 of my very best videos on the concept of financial abundance, financial freedom, money, prosperity, all things wonderful along those lines. Okay. So that comes with any gift that you decide to donate to Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, and PayPal, SeanG04@gmail.com. Trust me, it's worth it. Whatever you give to it, it's actually priceless when it comes down to it. So with that being said, you know what? Let's get into today's message. All right. Heart of Christ Ministry 2021. Let go of these 3 things to unblock money waiting to come to you. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it because it's the doggone divine right truth. If you are feeling that you could have more money in your life, that means that you have blocks to that money expressing itself. Okay. And this is not a judgment. This is not something to try to tell you that you're not doing well. It's just, you got to clear the muck out of the way so the natural wellspring of abundance can be expressed through you and can show up in your life as money, as opportunity, as resources, as whatever it is that you choose. But I'll tell you, if you can answer that question honestly, if you wake up or you're sitting right now and you say, I wish I had more money in my life, guess what? You've got blocks. But the beauty of it is, these blocks don't need to stay in place forever, right? They can be cleared in a matter of a short period of time, sometimes instantly, sometimes a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of months. The really deep stuff can often take a year or so, but at the same time, I've never really, I don't think, had anything that's taken years per se. But here's the thing. If a year dedicated to clearing your blocks and faulty conditioning is all you have to devote to it to spend the rest of your life living financially free and full of not just financial abundance, but all types of abundance, why not dive in and just go after it, right? It's a year compared to what you're going to receive from it for your entire lifetime, right? So It's important to get into this. And once again, I'm going to say this again because I can't express it enough. You are naturally supposed to be rich. You're naturally supposed to be wealthy. You're naturally supposed to be abundant and prosperous. That's supposed to naturally flow from your being. Okay. But if it's not, something along the way has caused some hiccups that we're going to get into and solve today. All right. So let go of these three things to unblock money waiting to come to you. I'm telling you, here's the interesting thing about money. It is all around us. Okay. It's all around us. And like the energy of it is waiting to be expressed into your life. And it takes sometimes the smallest shift to open that, to unblock that dam of where it's clogged up and you have an avalanche just start flowing in. And it's just a simple shift a lot of times. Okay. So what I've done is I thought about the three main things that I know for sure are blocking people from expressing more of their financial potential. You ready for this? All right. Take notes if you need to. I don't think it's going to happen tonight, but if by some chance the internet freezes, stay put and I will pop back on as soon as it pops up, but it looks like we're rolling along pretty good here. So that's a good sign. All right, let's get into it here. Number one, let go of all types of fear around money, safety, and security. Okay. So if you notice, I put safety and security on right next to the idea of fear around money. And why is that? Well, because for most of us, not having enough money threatens our safety and our security. But here's the thing. Money is the result of you choosing to be safe and secure within yourself, whether it be connecting to your spirituality or just understanding that the universe loves you. The universe is there to protect you and to open you up to the truth of who you're supposed to be. So naturally, you are safe and secure. And a lot of times what I run into when I tell people this, they say, well, what if I have to be in a situation where people are threatening me or my life's threatened or something like that. Here's what you have to understand about life and how life works. Everything that comes into your life is a direct correlation to your soul. Okay. Your soul is responsible, which means everything that makes up you, thoughts, feelings, emotions, history, memories, whatever it is contributing to the very things that you are experiencing in your life right now. You are here listening to me because your soul has chosen to listen to me, right? You are struggling financially because the soul not necessarily has chosen, but because of what you've given it from a conditioning standpoint, you're in the midst of struggle, right? Safety and security are a matter of understanding that if everything is just a reflection of myself, okay, what is going on inside of me that's threatening that? Because once again, safety and security, much like money, are given freely by the hand of God, by the universe, by the divine. Once we emanate, the soul comes equipped, right? The soul comes equipped with every single thing that it needs and the ability to express it. But let's just say we all have this when we're born and then we move into a family and there's absolutely just craziness around the concept of money, right? People are saying it's filthy lucre, like somebody commented on the video yesterday. People are saying like it's evil. People are saying that it's not right. It only tears people apart. Here's the thing. Money does none of that. That's the inside of what's happening to certain individuals that's having that unfold. Okay. It has absolutely nothing to do with money whatsoever. Money is neutral. Okay. As a matter of fact, money is the expression that the soul creates as it combines all of its thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, beliefs, and actions, right? That's all that is. Money's just a result of that. It's not something that all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, like I used to grow up thinking that money was the cause of all these issues happening. But then what would happen was people would get money, would get lots of money, and they would still have the same issues because they were the ones causing the issues, not the money, right? So it's important to know that. And I say that because then there's no reason to try and throw any type of unresolved issues or emotions on money, okay? Now, if you have any fear around money, you know what that translates to and from an emotional standpoint? It's a fear of either abandonment, right? If you think that your money's going to run out, it's a fear of abandonment. It's a fear of not being enough if you feel like you never have enough money, right? And so keep this in mind, because what I'm sharing with you is a cause as to why it reflects in your life the way that it does. Okay, so I'll say that again. If you have a fear of an abandonment, you feel like money's going to run away from you or money's going to leave you at some point, right? If you have a fear of not having enough, that means you feel like you don't have enough or you aren't enough, right? Because it's just, once again, it's a reflection of you. And if you feel like you aren't enough, that's a self-love problem, right? Because here's the thing. The moment you were conceived, even before then, God, the divine, the universe says you were always more than enough, right? Somewhere down the line, someone told you, someone treated you as if you were not enough. But the truth of the matter is you are enough, right? You do deserve an unlimited expression of abundance. You do deserve unlimited joy, unlimited happiness, resources on top of resources. You do deserve to be safe and secure. Okay. Now, so how do we let go of these fears? We feel into them, right? If you fall in line with everything I just explained, think about it. Okay, where is this fear of abandonment coming up, right? I had a fear of abandonment as a child, and it stemmed from the relationship of important people in my life leaving me at a pivotal time. So I had an issue with, I thought all my money was just going to fly away, but that was directly rooted to my fear of abandonment, which created a fear around money, right? Because it's all reflecting myself, right? My money, my relationships, my resources, my experiences, my circumstance, it's all reflecting me. That's how it works, right? We'll have to explain that on another video, but that's how it works. And that's what's so powerful about it, because once you get to the root of that cause, you're smooth sailing, right? Hands down. Okay. So how do we let go of all this? We feel into it, right? Do you know, I will touch on the fear of poverty, or fear of going broke. That fear is more powerful than being broke itself. Like when we think about all the fears that we experience, those fears are more powerful than the actual experience. And I know this from experience, right? The fear of going broke is about 1,000,000 times more terrifying than actually being in a space where you look at your accounts and you realize, oh shit, I don't have no money, right? But guess what? At that point, there's nothing to fear anymore. And when there's nothing to fear, that's when you start thinking clearly. And then you start getting creative and you start, what the most amazing thing about this is? When we finally get to that thing of what we feared, we let go of the fear and we start thinking, okay, let's find creative ways to get myself out of this. And then it becomes an enjoyable experience, right? But all we had to do was let go of the fear, face the fear, love on the fear, accept the fear, honor the fear, release the fear. And then before you know it, you're free. And it's just that simple. Whatever you fear, right? Whatever you fear, jump on top of it, dive into it, feel it. And don't be in a rush to just throw it off. Just say, okay, I choose to feel this fear of abandonment. I choose to feel this fear of not having enough. I choose to feel this fear of not being accepted. What is it trying to tell me? Excuse me. What is it trying to tell me? And then from there, I honor it. I release it in love. And then you feel so much lighter. Now, let's say you have anxiety around money. Sometimes you got to go back and do that a multitude of times until you reach the unloving root cause, the emotion, the blockage, whatever it may be. Sometimes you got to go deeper in that multiple times before you begin to realize, okay, I don't have any fear anymore. But if we're going to let go of the fear, we got to be ready to feel it. We got to be ready to experience it. We got to be ready to confront it head on and say, okay, what am I really afraid of? And I can tell you right now, when you ask that question, you're always going to pull apart the very thing that you fear. Okay. So number one, let go of all fear around money, safety, and security. Okay. Bam. Number two, and this is so important. Oh, this is so important. Okay. So you remember how I said life reflects you? Everything in life reflects you, right? Me speaking right now reflects you. It's coming into your consciousness, it's coming to your experience. So what does that mean? That means that everything is reflecting you. This water bottle reflects me, now it reflects you because you're seeing it, right? It all reflects us. So that means whatever we see, whatever we judge, we're judging ourselves. Okay? We're judging ourselves. And guess what? I mean, I don't even have to say it, but I'm going to say it for the sake of learning. If we judge ourselves, you know what judgment does? Judgment puts up a block to the expression of that thing that you're judging. Okay? So let's say you have a judgment around money. And what's a simplified judgment around money is, man, I feel like I got to work so hard around money. What was the thing they used to say in The Secret that the genie would say, your wish is my command, right? Because you just place the judgment on it. I got to work so hard for money. Or if you say, I never have any money, right? Money's so hard to come by nowadays because of the pandemic. If you're judging in that capacity, you are judging yourself. And that is exactly what's going to boomerang back as far as your circumstances go. So we never want to judge anything, even if it's clearly in our face, to judge it, right? And I can give you a great example here. If you were to look at your account right now and just all the money that you had, and you suspended any form of judgment, okay? You suspended any form of judgment, which means you didn't call it something positive. You didn't call it something negative. You could come to a neutral stance, right? And what I mean by that, let's say even if you only had like $15 in your account, like there's some places in the world, a lot of places in the world where you have $15, you are considered wealthy, right? Some of the richest, you're like one of the richest individuals in the world. So what does that tell us? It's all perspective. Right? It's all perspective. But why do we not judge or hold judgments around money, safety, and security? Because it keeps it from blocking. It keeps us from blocking the way money can come into our lives. Right? Can you imagine like saying a judgment? Oh, I can't receive money from those people because, I just don't like them. And they are the very people that want to bless you with something financially in a generous capacity. But because you made the judgment, you basically just put up a wall like that's blocking your ability to receive. And that's what judgment does. It blocks your ability to receive. It blocks your ability to be secure. It blocks your ability to be safe, right? You can be in the absolute worst neighborhood possible. And by not judging it from a heart's perspective, by not judging it, by not being in a place where you expect something that would harm you, you could walk out unscathed. But if you're casting judgments on people, on a neighborhood, on what you expect to have it, guess what? It's going to come right back to you. And the same goes with finances, with money. So here's the thing. Instead of judging, create a space of gratitude for everything, right? Create a space of gratitude for everything. Okay. And so what do I mean by that? When I say create a space of gratitude, here's what you want to do. You want to create a space of gratitude because gratitude instantly raises the vibration around yourself and around the thing that you're projecting it to, right? So, you see your pets. I got my cat over here just playing around. And just say, I'm so thankful for you. I'm so grateful for you, right? You anything you come in contact with, I'm so grateful for these stage lights to be able to light up this video. I'm so grateful for the two people that just love the video. I'm so grateful for the comment, right? I'm so grateful for just being right here, right now. And what that does is that elevates the vibration of that thing, your vibration, right? And then it elevates the vibration of that thing. So just imagine doing that around the money that you have, right? Instead of looking at debt, instead of looking at what has to go out, right? Bills are a perfect example. Surround your bills in gratitude, because I'm going to tell you something. Bills are one of the most important, and being able to pay your bills on time and in full is one of the most important aspects of financial abundance on the first level. And here's why. It shows that you can be financially responsible, you can be financially intelligent, and you can be financially on point with whatever it is that comes up for you, right? I can tell you right off the bat, before I got to any of those places, I would run from my bills. I hated paying my bills. But then I'm thinking to myself, these individuals are giving me light, are giving me power, giving me water, giving me a phone to use, or giving me internet service. I am happy and grateful to pay whatever I need to pay to use it, right? Instead of complaining. So every time I get online to pay a bill or on my phone, I express immense gratitude, and it raises the vibration, right? Around myself and around my money, right? So, and it also frees me from judgment, because once again, if I were to judge the bill, let's say, the bill might go up, right? A circumstance may unfold where it correlates to what I'm feeling within myself, and then the bill goes up, right? If I place some type of negative connotation, like all of a sudden something else comes up and I lose the money that I have, right? So it's understanding that instead of choosing judgment, choose gratitude, right? Choose gratitude and let go. I don't care if it's something that's staring you blue in the face and you feel like you got to express it. Don't. Choose to be grateful, right? $2 in your account, be grateful. $2 million, be grateful. No matter what it is, be grateful, right? And refuse to judge any of it as it relates to your financial standing. All right. Number 3, let go of the need for certainty around money, security, and safety. Okay. So this is a big one, because what has a tendency to happen is this. Okay. What has a tendency to happen is this. Jobs, we spoke about jobs last night. Jobs put us in a place where we get extraordinarily comfortable knowing that money is coming in. But here's what happens with that, right? With a biweekly check, here's what happens. Our soul stops growing. Okay. And that's a big statement, but it's true, because just understand, if you look at your own life, anytime your soul needs to get your attention, it takes something and it rips it right from underneath you, because your soul has to expand, and it usually needs to expand by taking something away, right? So that's why you see people lose their jobs, right? You see people lose their source of income, their non-God source of income sometimes. And the reason why that happens is so you can get comfortable being safe, being secure, being provided for, and having true abundance without the need for certainty, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, there hadn't been much certainty other than the faith and the trust that I have in God's love to provide for me and provide abundantly. There hadn't been much certainty in my life, right, over the last few years, especially since I left that job in 2016. But I can tell you that faith, that trust, that comfort with uncertainty has allowed things to show up and express in me to become wiser and wiser about how it works. And I'm just telling you, the only reason it works is because it reflects the inside of who I am out onto my reality. And within here, I know I'm the richest, wealthiest person in the universe. And so are you. Everybody else is. It's just a matter of how much do you believe it? How much do you trust in it? How much can you act on it? How much can you have faith in it? Right. And so when I give up my need for certainty, the universe can flat out just show out. It can show out in a way that is just dynamic, surprising, synchronistic, filled with blessing. It can do that when you take the reins off of trying to control stuff. Okay. And I sit and I look back at my life and I realize some of the best years were the years where I didn't have anything planned, right? Last year, I went into it saying, okay, I'm feeling like I'm about to be a speaker and I'm going to get this speaking thing going. And I was ready. I was reaching out to people, sending this, and then COVID hit and it completely rerouted that plan that I had, but it rerouted it into a place where I started doing online fitness and it was a complete success, right? Now, if I was attempting to control that situation, everything would have fell apart. It would have fell apart immensely, right? And I wouldn't have been able to express that abundance. See, the biggest thing about abundance is that you don't have to do anything. You just have to be willing to allow it to unfold. And if you're willing to allow it to unfold, man, you're going to be one of the most expressive people of abundance around because you don't have any judgments. You don't have any certainty. You just say, God, spirit, universe, all that is, mother, great mother, do what you do. I surrender. You do what you do. And I'm just going to allow the channel to unfold and allow that thing to show up. And once again, from experience, I can tell you it works. It works powerfully. It works in a way that would have you scratching your head saying, dang, that was completely on point. But that's God. That's God working through us and really enabling us to be, do, and have the very best that we choose, money included, security included, safety included, right? So let go of the need for certainty, right? Become so comfortable with uncertainty that the only thing you can really be certain of is your faith in God, your love and trust that God's love is going to produce and formulate life into wherever it needs for you to live it to the fullest. That is the only thing you have to be certain about, because at that point, everything else you can just let go, right? There you go. There you have it. Letting go. And I promise you, if you take time to let go of all three of those areas, guess what's going to happen? You're going to see your life is going to expand in the sense of more financial abundance, and maybe even more stuff is going to come in because you're finally relinquishing that conscious hold that has you kind of blocked from receiving the abundance that's rightfully yours. Okay. All right. So with that being said, guys, gals, thank you for joining us. That was a really great message. I'm always excited to look at these messages back the next day and just learn, like I'm teaching myself as well, so it's really quite phenomenal. But with that being said, thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, any prayer requests, anything you need to chime in on, feel free to write us at seanG04@gmail.com. We'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. And if you have found this message impactful, if you found this message inspiring, if you found past messages inspiring and you want to sow into this community, this ministry, excuse me, feel free to do so. It's up to you. I'm going to leave it completely up to you, whether you do or not. That is great, because that is a choice that comes from your heart. And whatever your heart desires to do, I encourage you to do that. But you can donate at Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, SeanG04@gmail.com. Okay. And thank you in advance for doing that. So when you do that, any seed that you sow, any donation that you give, you will be rewarded with the Endless Prosperity Pack, 5 of my very best videos from zero to financial freedom, going inside and out, giving you the deepest aspect of money consciousness that's going to change your life. When you sit down, you watch it, and you take notes, and you really allow the information to seep within. I tell you, this is definitely worth it. I mean, $10, $20, 30, whatever it is, like what you receive from it will just completely outweigh anything as far as the amount of money you pay, because it to me, it's priceless. So, and I've studied this and I've listened to it. That's why I'm able to sit here and teach and go speak on these things. But I definitely want to share that with you. So if you decide to give a gift today, donate, up to you. Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, SeanG04@gmail.com. You will receive the Endless Prosperity Pack. All right. So that wraps up our message for today, guys. I'm so happy to be able to be doing these money messages again. And it's quite powerful. Like I said, you take the information, you apply it, and it will do amazing things in your life. Okay. So with that being said, guys, you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Take care.
Every dream begins with a vision that sees everything before anyone else ever can. A vision that ignites the endless power to make all your dreams come true.